So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to the Weekly Static. My name is Ray Fluke. I'm the television beat writer for Bleeding Cool. I'm here representing the other three parts of the Weekly Static. We've got Trejo over here. We got Batmer going on over here. We got Rocky floating around here somewhere. I think he's giving me a little attitude because I won't play catch with him, but that's beside the point. Again, what we do here with the Weekly Static is every week we take a look at about 5 or so topics from the past week's worth of Bleeding Cool television coverage and just kind of give you a little interesting spin on it. Hopefully something to make you think, make you laugh, sometimes may even anger you, but no matter what you think about it, please don't hesitate. Let me know what you think. Give me some feedback. You can comment down below. You can hit me up on my social media, which is down below also. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Let me know if there's any topics we've covered. But more importantly, I'd love to know what you guys think, good, bad, or otherwise. So this week we have our top 5, and we're going to be starting with number 1. Number 1 is Sam Rockwell, who hosted the most recent edition of Saturday Night Live, who, God forbid, did the major crime of dropping an F-bomb live on television. For those of you who didn't see it, it was actually a very wonderful skit having to do with PBS science and just how little kids know about science. He got into character. You can see he accidentally put it out there, and he pulled it back. But it's funny because you see 24 to 48 hours of hysteria, and oh, this isn't the first time because Charles Rocket dropped the F-bomb and Samuel L. Jackson dropped the F-bomb. What I love about it is it shows you the difference in network television compared to cable, and not even premium cable, basic cable. Because if you look at, again, Walking Dead even, they're bragging they get to use 2. You look at something like American Horror Story this season, they were dropping F-bombs like crazy. When you look at Happy on Sci-Fi, it's the same thing. So it's funny how things have changed so much in one regard, but not in the other. And again, we are talking about Saturday Night Live. The show's on Saturdays at 11:30. So it's not like you're going to be disturbing too many people's sensibilities at this point. So that's number 1. Number 2 in our top 5. Paige from the WWE. For those of you who don't know, Paige actually, it's interesting. As a wrestler, I really liked her. I like her in interviews. I find her interesting. In-ring mic skills, I always thought were kind of lacking a little bit. But I always thought she was kind of, at the time, and this is rude to say, but a poor person's AJ. But overall, as a wrestler, I loved her. And no matter what I think about her, there came word that essentially the WWE is pulling a Daniel Bryan on her and telling her that she essentially can be involved with the company and has a role to play, but for the WWE, her in-ring time is done. And that, I can't even begin to imagine how heartbreaking that is. And without going long into this, I think back to a story that Stone Cold Steve Austin talked about, and I don't even remember what the interview was. But the interview essentially where he was talking about, why do I keep doing this? Because when you go out in the middle of Madison Square Garden and you have 50,000 people chanting and cheering your name, how do you give that up? Doesn't matter if you're playing a character or not. Why would you ever want to give that up? Why would you ever want to not do that until the very, very last second? So that's heartbreaking. With Paige, and you think about Daniel Bryan, look what happened to Finn Balor. Thankfully, he came back, but, you win the Universal title only to have to give it up the next day. I can't help but think back to Edge and that heartbreaking speech that he gave when he had to retire and give up the title too. So my heart goes out to Paige. I think she still has a lot to add to WWE, but that's just painfully heartbreaking. Number 3, we're going to be taking a look at Damon Lindelof, who is renewing his contract with Warner Brothers TV. For those of you who don't know, you may have heard he's doing a series adaptation of Watchmen for HBO. And surprise, surprise, it's getting met with controversy. People who hold Watchmen as if it is the comic book version of the Holy Bible and can never be touched. I love Watchmen. I collected it when it was first coming out. I had to wait those agonizing 3 to 4 months before the last issue. I make it a point of reading it every single year. I love the work that Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons have done on that. Having said that, I don't think anything is so sacred that you shouldn't take chances and try something new. That's the whole thing to me about this. And the one thing I want to say without beating a dead horse, we constantly hear from Alan Moore sycophants who will always talk about how his characters. And I just ask the simple question, how many projects does mainstream society know about Alan Moore that don't involve either other people's characters or really, really close versions to other people's characters? That's the only thing I ask. I can't protect somebody out of this great sin of something that's being done to their work when they've turned around and done that kind of thing to other people's work too. I mean, if you're an Alan Moore fan and you're fine with it, that's cool, that's fine. It's still a little hypocritical though. That's the only thing I'm saying. So I'm really excited to see it. I think the HBO or Netflix format could be really, really fantastic, and I'd like to see where they could go possibly off the page. No, that's sacrilege. I don't care. I'm excited about it. Number 4, Paramount Network. Oh, did we get a little fuzzy for a second? Oh, we got a little fuzzy for a second. Sorry, I'm moving too much. Paramount Network has Heathers coming up. And just a little background. Paramount Network is what Spike TV used to be. They're now looking to broaden their demographics and go with a wider range of programming to not just go after the guy demo. Heathers looks interesting. It looks to be a season-by-season anthology similar to Fargo, though we're not sure if there's going to be any kind of leaking devices. And it really reverses up the concept of those who are on the fringe are actually now the ones who are the Heathers. And the trailer, it looks dark, it looks foreboding, it looks tasteless, it looks like it's going to get lots of people on Twitter pissed off. And I think that's kind of cool because for those of you who remember when Heathers first came out, it was getting a lot of controversy. I remember the write-ups in Rolling Stone magazine about Winona Ryder and Christian Slater. So I'm really, really excited. If Heathers is a sign of what Paramount Network is looking to do, I think they got a really, really good chance of doing some really, really cool stuff. But Heathers, I'm very excited for. The Red Band trailer, if you haven't checked it out yet, definitely please do. Number 5, folks, our big 5. We are taking a look at Starz, Altice, and Optimum. Now, I'm going to give you full disclosure. I live in New York City, so this personally affects me on so many levels, especially because I wanted to start watching Counterpart, and I'm a big American Gods fan, and I like some of the stuff that Starz has been doing. Unfortunately, being in New York City means I'm an Optimum customer, and being an Optimum customer because of the selections I want means I don't get Starz. They wiped Starz selection completely off the grid. They give me a bunch of crap. I get the movie channel I'm not that thrilled with. A bunch of other HD channels that just have like, I don't know. To me, they're like HD, better quality versions of like the local stations I used to have when I was little around Philadelphia. On top of the fact that Optimum doesn't really impress me with its on-demand selection. I mean, it's Rick and Morty. You have 3 seasons of Rick and Morty. You're showing all 3 seasons of Rick and Morty. Why, when I go on demand, I can essentially get 3 episodes from this season, that's it. So, again, I'm not looking to turn this to a bash on Optimum because, again, we're essentially looking at the lesser of 2 evils, essentially. Because it's not like Starz is, oh, woe is me, this mom and pop up-and-coming company either. But of the 2, I'm still going to stick with Starz just because, again, it's cable, dying medium, looking to lash out, looking to try to get every possible dime they can. So, yeah. But what I'm saying is, in a nutshell, is it's annoying the hell out of me. I don't know if you're seeing this in my face, but it is annoying the hell out of me that I don't have Starz. So please, Starz, Altice, you got to make sure that this crap happens. Now, I know Starz has petitioned the FCC to try and speed things up and get them back on for 30 days and blah, blah, blah. I'm not holding out hope. The way the government is right now, I'm not holding out hope on a lot of things, especially this one. So please, Starz, Altice, less time in court. Get your asses back into a room, start negotiating. Get into a room and negotiate like Mr. World and Wednesday and Media and Tech Boy and Shadow during that awesome scene. See, I'm showing you how much of a Starz and American Gods fan I am just by throwing that reference out. So please make that happen. Otherwise, I'm going to make this thing go all distorted again. And things are just going to get weird. So, but that's my top 5, folks. What did I miss? What should I have covered? What should we have gone into? What did you hear and thought this guy's a raging idiot? I need to tell him otherwise. Let me know. Me and my smooth beard don't take any offense. So please make sure you comment below. Send me some information on social media. Thank you for joining me. Hope you guys have a very, very good weekend. And we'll see you here next Friday for what I think should be episode 24 of Season 1 of The Weekly Static. Thanks for joining me, guys.